guys, King Lagerfeld here, back with another video reaction. And today we're going to be doing a video by Casual Geographic. This one is why you should avoid dead elephants. Now, I would avoid live elephants, especially if they're mad. Those are some big creatures. I mean, elephants can be kind of scary, but I mean, they seem like gentle animals for the most part. But yeah, I don't know. Dead elephants, maybe there's like a bad smell or something, or maybe they're like, I don't know why you should avoid dead elephants. Maybe there's like a chemical something that happens where if you eat it, you'll die. But I mean, I don't know. Are they warning animals or are they warning us? Because I mean, animals are the ones that are going to be close enough to eat them. So I don't really know what that's about. But Casual Geographic is very educational. So we'll go ahead and see exactly why they say you shouldn't eat or be in contact with dead elephants. Pretty interesting. But let's go ahead and get into it and see why that is. Let's go ahead.
If you can't see it in 3 seconds, you're already dead.
If I can't see what?
Alright, time's up. Did you find it? Oh, not the lion. I meant the hyena inside. So what a lot of people don't realize is that lions actually steal from hyenas more than hyenas do to them. And lions
so I guess the hyenas hide inside the elephant
and then just
to try to catch lions
and in return,
that are going to eat it.
Cubs they find into chalk
okay.
Lions and hyenas are like a
that
Mormon
makes
couple
sense.
before marriage. They do not with each other. So when one hyena was feeding on an elephant corpse and 7 male lions pulled up, he did the only thing you can really do. The hyena buried itself inside the dead elephant's rotting carcass with 7 of his ops just inches away. And it hid there while the lions...
Can you imagine going up to an elephant and then the hyena comes out?
And made a break for his neck. Even though it was 1 on 7, the hyena managed to escape and hand the entire...
I mean, I'm sure the lions can handle it, but as a human, you would be done.
Lions, you're probably better off.
Hyenas are
savage. The most dangerous time to be around a pride of lions is during a storm, since lions are more likely to hunt when it's darker out. Lions are basically serial killers with night vision, and they know it gives them an advantage, so as ambush hunters, they'd much rather try to catch a body when they know they have the cover of darkness to hide under. On a similar note, man-eating lions are really rare. But a lion's most likely to turn you into a news article.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's rare as long as you're not there.
Because the light of the full moon eliminates
as long as you're not there, it's rare.
A lower hunting success rate, which is why a lot of documented predatory attacks on humans took place after a full moon when they're at their most desperate. Lions are typically more selfish than tigers, because where tigers in the wild are often more willing to share if 2 of them come across a meal, lions are cutthroat and will occasionally even snatch leftovers from
territorial.
Male lions don't always have
There's
mates,
only one
sometimes
king.
Females do. In 2016, researchers observed 5 lionesses that grew manes and started acting like males, even going as far as to start mounting other females. They would also frequently roar and mark their territory. 2 things.
So female lions can have manes?
And the reason was believed to be because of hormonal defects causing excessive levels of testosterone in the females. Oftentimes after a successful
that's crazy. I never knew that.
To give their prey a chance to let their guard down again, which increases their success rate for the next hunt. Researchers tracking African lions noticed that more than 80% of the time, the lions would travel more than 3 miles from the kill site. Basically, lions give their victims time to process and recover from the trauma just to give it to them again. Now that's tough. Here's the biggest lie you've been told about lions. The king of the jungle is really a queen. Because a lion pride is actually led by females, not the male.
What?
Lionesses are the ones that own the territory and will defend it together, while males typically...
So we've been lied to our whole lives?
The females are the landlords.
The leaders are women?
Sometimes that lease gets cancelled along with the male. Because sometimes lionesses will gang up on elderly males and end both their time as leader and time on Earth if they feel like they're unfit to lead.
Seriously?
This male was jumped out by at least 10 of his women, but had to be considered homicidal intent. Safari workers did break it up with a fire extinguisher, but they were 100% going for blood.
Oh my goodness!
Sometimes it's worse. In 2018, a lioness named Zuri murdered the father of her 3 cubs, and zookeepers never really figured out why. When Lion King had Nala put Simba on his back, they weren't too far off. Lionesses are all sisters.
I mean,
they get pregnant and give birth around the same time, just so they can take turns babysitting each other's kids. It also means if you mess around and piss one sister off, you'll have to see them all. Moral of this video, turns out
I'm sure you don't want to.
It's actually Lion King, because Simba acting like he ran the show was nothing but cat. Did you know lions are kind of racist? Lions with darker manes are considered more attractive in lion society. It's because darker manes correlate to higher levels of testosterone and better overall health. Basically, lion beauty standards mean Scar would have gotten more than he would know what to do with. And according to research done in South Africa, lions with black manes reportedly healed better from injuries and survived longer than lighter manes.
Really?
Yeah, they got that part right. But it also means blonde and light-maned lions get screwed. Actually, they don't, and that's the problem. Lighter manes are less attractive to females, meaning it nerfs their chances of having cubs of their own. And because higher testosterone makes better fighters, light manes are more likely to get bodied and vibe checked by darker manes. But dark manes don't got it easy either. Long dark hair might attract more females, but it also attracts more heat to the lion, which is why lions with black manes are more likely to have defective sperm. Remember, the reason most animals have their baby factory hanging outside is because too much heat
wait, what is that?
So because nature's a sick joke, the same thing that helps a lion get laid can also be the same reason they can't have cubs. They can spread the seed, but there's a chance nothing will grow. The more you know. Here's why trusting this monkey can get you murdered. This is a yellow baboon, and he's probably the biggest sellout in nature. Baboons have these alarm calls they'll make to warn others of danger. So if one baboon sees like a lion, it'll make the call and all the others will rush into the safety of the trees. And it turns out other animals like the antelope and the kudu have actually figured out the baboon's alarm system. So whenever they hear it and see the monkeys climbing into the trees, they take that as a sign to peace out too. Now there's two problems with this. The baboons know that the antelope rely on them to not get killed, but they also know that the safest lion is one that's already been fed. So now these baboons will play lookout, but instead of warning the others when they see lions hunting, not only will they stay quiet, but sometimes they'll even leave the tree and wander on the ground like nothing's wrong. That makes the antelope think they're safe. That's how they end up on Mufasa's meal prep. And just to make it worse, sometimes the baboons will actually sit and watch the animals that thought they can trust them.
It's like a whole system.
And as long as they keep sacrificing,
like animals have their own society,
come after them.
Their own
it's like
rules,
being a lookout but going mute when the police show up so you don't end up in cuffs. And since baboons historically hate big cats like lions and leopards, to the point where they'll kidnap and abort cubs because they're afraid of what they'll grow into, it's literally the animal version of working with the feds. Moral of this video: y'all called him a rat when you really could have just called him a baboon. Here's why this lion is terrified, and you should be too. It's being chased by a herd of Cape buffalo. They can weigh 1,300 pounds, they delete about 200 people a year, and they're so homicidal they've been nicknamed Black Death. They also travel in hoods of up to 200, and I want you to remember that number. And that's because Cape buffalo are one of the very few animals that will actively seek revenge on others. When a Cape buffalo is wounded by a hunter, its first response is to retreat and hide in tall grasses or brush. If you're dumb enough to follow it, then 1,300 pounds of malicious intent will ambush you and knock you to the ground. Then they'll back up, and then they just wait.
I thought that was a wildebeest.
Then this black Air Force Papa will charge and gore you again. And they'll keep this up until you just stop moving. It gets really bad when you piss off a whole herd, because then they'll form a circle around you and completely erase the option of escape. They'll keep you in that circle until one sees an opening and attempts to impale you. And the same rules apply. If you're still moving, then their job's not finished until you are. Which is why one of the most vicious animals you can hunt is an African cow from the trenches. Which is why it has another nickname, Widowmaker. Because the fastest way to get out of a marriage is to tell your husband to go hunt one in the morning, because then you'll go to bed one human being lighter and one life insurance policy richer. This man was Joe Exotic before Joe Exotic. This is Mr. Antoine Yates. And in 2001, Yates was 31, he was a construction worker, and he was the owner of
I'm gonna assume he's not alive anymore.
Housing project. As a kid, he was obsessed with animals. Sounds familiar. And when he was 3, he got his first pet, which was a hamster. It only escalated from there. Fast forward to 2003, Harlem police were called to his apartment to follow up on a complaint. The complaint being that Yates had a 6-foot pet alligator named Al that he kept in a tank. But when police used a periscope to look inside his apartment, this is what they saw.
He had a whole tiger?
That 8-week-old kitten was actually a Bengal tiger cub that grew into a 450-pound assault weapon. His name was Big Antoine bought him from an animal park.
It can stay. I'm not trying to get it out.
Supermarket. People didn't even start finding out about it until Yates went to a hospital with white and claw marks and tried to say his pet pitbull did it. Here's where the story gets interesting. Apparently, Antoine had roommates in his 5-bedroom apartment that at first didn't know they were also rooming with a whole tiger. One woman said she was terrified at first, but eventually got used to having her life in danger every time she came home from work. When Yates eventually got busted, his mom got charged as well. Why? Well, it turns out she had been babysitting in the apartment at the same time that Shere Khan was still a tenant. When his neighbors were questioned, they said he had had bear cubs, rabbits, monkeys, hyenas, snakes, one llama, weird that he only had one, and even a lion.
What the heck? In one apartment?
It started with a fucking hamster. I think the tiger was tranquilized and sent to Noah's
hamster to tigers,
where he lived until 2019. And Yates went on to sue the state of New York for the loss of his pets, only for a judge to curse him out of court. Moral of the story: no matter what Florida does, New York is never too far behind. Okay, we're gonna do this one last time, and then I will never speak about this. I don't think Florida is even that crazy. Not an animal. Like, it ain't real. Because panther can be any one of these right here. Because the word panther refers to Panthera, which is a starting lineup of cats that includes lions, tigers, jaguars, leopards, and snow leopards.
Really?
We good so far? So technically, any one of these cats can be called a panther. Now, black panther is just a word for any one of these cats that has a mutation that causes melanism, but it only affects 2 of them. So when you say Black Panther, you're really just talking about a dark-skinned leopard or jaguar. And it's probably a jaguar, because the gene that causes these charcoal cats is dominant in jaguars but recessive in leopards. But technically, if a lion, tiger, or snow leopard got this mutation and came out black, we would be able to call them Black Panthers too. Because I already know I'm finna get that one smartass comment. Yes, some people call this a panther. But mountain lions aren't part of the panther genus. In fact, they don't even qualify as big cats. Cougars are actually closer to your pet cat than they are to lions or tigers. So yeah, what you call a Black Panther is really just an emo jaguar. And if you're close enough, you'll see that even though they're black, they still have the same spot patterns that the normal ones have. If you're close enough to see that,
right? I'm not gonna get close enough, right?
I'm actually glad you said
I would never get close enough to see that, so I'll take your word for it.
This leopard has a super rare mutation that causes the coat to appear strawberry flavored, instead of the normal brownish orange with black spots. Remember the rule, if it's any one of these cats, it can be called a panther. Now this pink panther has a mutation called erythrism. And because it's so rare, we don't really know that much about it, but it's believed that it causes
so there's actually a pink panther? It's not just a cartoon?
It also happens in animals like raccoons and coyotes.
You learn something new every day. I mean, I never knew any of this.
It's even rarer, and he's right there, by the way. Though it doesn't really look pink, but it's like a pinkish hue. But since leopards qualify as panthers, that's your pink panther right there. Also, we got white panthers too. Like a colonizer's response to Wakanda, but like an actual cat. This lion has a mutation called leucism, which causes partial pigment loss. To be confused with being albino, which is total pigment loss. And one last time, because y'all keep making me say it, since they're one of these cats, you can call this a white panther and be factually correct. And then you have this white cougar that was found in a national park in Brazil in 2013. When I say rare, it was recorded 8 years ago and never seen again. But mountain lions aren't part of the panther genus, so they have to sit at the little cat lunch table with cheetahs, ocelots, bobcats, and even pet cats. The more you know.
Listen, did you know that a polar bear's skin is black and their fur is...
Yeah, polar bear black skin, got it. Hey, go follow that guy, he's pretty cool. But listen, did you know that lions will roar as a pride to mark their territory? And these roars can last up to 40 seconds and travel for 5 miles. And since they do it together, cubs will try to join in even when they aren't old enough to roar yet. And it sounds something like this.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a good day.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's only cute for like a year or so, but after that, when it's like a real roar, I'm pretty sure it's kind of scary. But yeah, yeah, this Casual Geographic video taught me so much. Oh my god, this is like stuff I never knew. I never knew that the females were like the leader of the pack. I mean, they're the ones making all the decisions, killing off the male leader of the pack. I guess so that they can take over, or they think they're too old. I mean, I never knew that. I always thought it was like a male that they were looking at as the leader, but I guess female lions can be leaders too. And also, I didn't know that they can grow manes and be in like same sex relationships as well. That's crazy. And yeah, not knowing that you know, certain animals, certain cats can be called panthers. It doesn't have to be black to be called a panther. And also the little thing about the polar bears, I had no idea their skin was black and that their fur was white. I mean, there's so many interesting things that, you know, we don't really know. We just look at movies and they tell us certain things and we just believe it. I mean, see, that's why it's so important to just do your own research. You know, you'll find out so much stuff when you look at it on your own. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just start looking at more stuff on my own, because, I mean, I learned so much in this video that I never thought was true. But anyway, you guys, interesting video. Let me know what you guys thought about this down in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, be blessed, be your best, and keep down the stress. Bye, guys.